my YouTube people, thanks for coming back to see just what I do today. Thought I'd bring you along with us today as we go to an apple orchard we found a while ago. We're gonna come out here and pluck a bunch of apples. The trees aren't nearly as big as they used to be, but there's several apple trees through here. And we're gonna see if we can fill a bucket or four and make a whole bunch of whatnot with it. And whatever we don't eat, the animals will eat. As you can see, this one's got green ones, this one's got red ones. I don't fall over an apple. Now this one's got the really good ones. It's got the yellow ones, which I definitely want to try and get a bucket full of the yellow ones, or whatever happens to be left. Because you don't always just want to grab on the tree. You always want to check the ground too, because all the ripe ones usually fall easily. A lot of dead ones, but that's okay. We'll see if we can fill a bucket or two or four. We both have 2 buckets, and there's a decent amount of apples still on the tree. There's several trees. At least someone pruned them, because there was one year we came out and they were so full of apples that they were laying on the ground. The trees were bent over so far that they were almost touching the ground. But yeah, there's a bunch of apple trees through here. Don't really know who owns the property, but we've been out here several times to get apples, and this year they actually have apples on them. Last year we tried to come out and they didn't have any apples. You got big ones, little ones, red ones, pink ones, green ones, yellow ones, tasty ones. Gonna make some applesauce and maybe a dump apple cake or something. So I'm gonna stop rambling and see if I can fill a bucket. I'll show you how much we actually get, because we should be able to fill all 4 buckets, hopefully, potentially. But here we go. We're gonna fill a bucket or 2, because the animals will enjoy them just as much as we will. So we didn't bring any of the dogs because it was just easier to leave them at home, and plus they're tired, so, from the trip that we just got back on. But here we go, let's see if we can find a few apples. There's one hazard to picking apples. And that's it. There are wasps everywhere, all over the DOA apples. The flies are one thing, but the wasps, yikes. So that's one thing we're gonna try our darndest to avoid. Some of these trees are massively loaded in apples. So the other hazard of doing this is, as you can see, the wind has picked up, is being brained by an apple. Because that would just suck. Being under here trying to get your apples and suddenly be brained by an apple. I'd laugh. But I already filled up 1 bucket over there. Working on my other one. And we'll see what all we get at the end. Can't wait to make applesauce and an apple dump cake. I think those are my first 2 things to make. Or just squished apples, it doesn't matter, or just eat the dang thing. That, and I know my animals will love it too, because if there's an icky spot on the apple, trim it off, and either the chickens or the bunnies or the turkey, someone will eat it, so none of it will go to waste. So let's get apple picking before we get brained by another apple. Right in the bucket. Supposed to go in the bucket. we got 4 decent sized overflowing buckets. So now of every different flavor variety of whatever kind's out here. I'm not quite sure what kind they are. I just know they're darn tasty. Yeah, some of them have little bug spots, but it's no big deal. We'll just cut that out and keep what's good, and then toss the rest of the animals. They'll be excited over it. So none of it'll go to waste. The peels, the core, the buggy parts, the bruised parts. An animal will eat it. They'll enjoy the crap out of it just as much as we will, with the dump cake and applesauce and spiced apples and apple bread, all kinds of fun stuff that we'll make. Now, I did make some videos a while back. I believe they're called What to Do with a Big Box of Apples. That was a long time ago. I think that was my first year on YouTube that I made that. But yeah, so now I've got the fun task of cleaning all these up and at least getting them in the freezer. If we're not able to cook them all right now, at least get them in the freezer, because they will freeze quite nicely. So that way later on during the winter or the season where they don't have any apples or apples aren't on sale, we've got apples in the freezer to make stuff with. So that's the other really cool part about doing this. I'm going to clean all these up and we'll probably be back to get more apples because these trees over here are still loaded. So I just thought I'd bring you along while we go apple picking in this little mini orchard. So don't forget to whack my like thingy, subscribe. Thanks for watching Just What I Do. Oh, and if you want to know where this apple orchard is located, it's located at